For today's Monday makeup lesson, I'm going to show you how to create this look using just 2 eyeshadows. It's a perfect look for spring and shouldn't take you too much time at all. If you're new to the Makeup Chair channel and you like tutorials like this, then I might suggest hitting the subscribe button below. And if you're already subscribed, then thank you and welcome back. Now let's get started in creating this look. As with every look that I create, I always start off by applying an eyeshadow primer all over the lid. Now this is a lightweight sheer eyeshadow primer, so I've already applied a little bit of concealer on the lids to create a blank canvas, and then the primer is going to help give our eyeshadow something to hold on to. It creates a little bit of grip so that our eyeshadows are going to sit better and blend better for you. Now to create this look, I'm using 2 eyeshadows. One is a shimmering cream eyeshadow, and then one is a matte powdered eyeshadow. And as you can see, they're in the same tone. I find that these work really well together. And we're only going to be using one brush to create this look, so just grab your favorite blending brush. Starting with the matte eyeshadow and our blending brush, we're going to apply this into the crease of the eye. So try keeping your eyes open and blend the eyeshadow over and back into the crease area, blending slightly upwards towards the brows. You can also bring this down onto the lid if you want as well, but try to make sure that the concentration is in the crease and then blend it upwards. It should very gently fade upwards, and this is a great technique for hooded eyes because it will recede that hood and push it back for you. Kind of like contouring the eye shape. Next, we're going to take our cream eyeshadow, and this is a new one by Up Cosmetics. It's almost like a creamy, bouncy texture. It goes on very easily, and I'm just going to be using my fingertips to apply this. We're going to be focusing this mostly across the lid, starting on the inner corner and the center, and then blending across the rest of the lid. Don't bring it up too far, make sure you still have that matte crease line, but making sure that it's completely covered the lid. This is one of the easiest cream to powder eyeshadows that I've ever used. It's almost like a pressed pigment. Very simple, perfect for beginners. Now to add a little bit of depth, I'm just going to apply a very thin amount of liquid liner across the lash line. You can also use a pencil if you prefer. And then to finish off the look, I applied lots of mascara and some falsies. And there you go, a really quick and easy eye makeup look. This is a look that's perfect for spring, perfect for a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of shine. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. For today's Monday makeup lesson, I'm going to show you how to create this purple glittery smoky eye. If you're new to the Makeup Chair channel and you enjoy this type of content, make sure that you are subscribed. And if you have already subscribed, then thank you. And let's get started. So the first thing that we like to do is to make sure our eyelids are primed. So I use an eyeshadow primer to create a blank canvas, but also give us something to hold on to. So I've already applied that, and I use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And the palette that we're using is by Wet n Wild. This is the Nude Awakening palette, which is one of my favorites by Wet n Wild. I'm going to start off with a blending brush. This is a very important brush. You need a good blending brush. This is one of my favorites. So I'm going to start with the top transition shade, which is a matte tone. Transition shades are typically kind of dull in color, but they create sort of a fade for us. So we want to apply this from the outer corner, working our way in the crease area. Now, if you start with your hand quite low, this will just help with your blending process, and then you can slowly bring your hand a little higher as you blend upwards. Just make sure you always leave a small gap under the brows. It should fade up to this point and then kind of disappear. If you work over and back in this general area, you'll end up depositing pigment in this area, and this is where we want it to be deposited in order to create that nice gentle fade and some shaping. Now I'm going to take a slightly smaller blending brush. You can use a flat brush for this, but I do like using a blending brush, and I'm going to take this beautiful sort of purpley deep tone. Kind of plummy. I'm going to apply this on the outer corner of my eye and then blend across the lid. I want to keep the majority of the color on this outer edge, and then it should slowly fade into nothing as it gets to the inner corner. Making sure not to blend up too high though. Keep this on the lid. So every time I pick up a bit of shadow, I start in the outer corner and then blend across. You also want to make sure you're keeping in that imaginary line from the edge of your nose, eye, and brow to create that nice lifted appearance. And I'm going to take a flat brush, or you can use your fingertips, and I'm going to apply the light shimmery pinky shade. And this is going to be applied from the inner corner, blending over across. So we're kind of working the opposite direction than we did with the plum shade, working from the inner corner and blending to the center. With the meeting area where the two shades meet, you want to very softly tap and very lightly blend the two shades together. You may need to apply a little bit more of one or a little bit more of the other, depends on how your actual blending technique is, but you basically want to make sure they fade into each other. Now for the fun bit, glitter. So I'm going to be taking the Blank Canvas Cosmetics White Diamond Glitter. This is a beautiful shade. They have a bunch of new glitters out. You have to check them out. They're beautiful. And I'm going to start on the inner corner and then blend across. Now you can use a little applicator, or you can use your brush or your fingertips to apply it. If you are using the applicator, because we have a darker pigment on the lid, make sure you're wiping the applicator before you put it back in. So I'm keeping the glitter on the lower part of the lid, so avoiding this area here, making sure to keep that area kind of dark and matte. And I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush, one of my favorites, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of brow highlight using the satin shade in the palette. For underneath the eye, I'm going to take shade number 8 again, which is a plummy tone, and just apply this underneath the lashes. Now makeup chairers will know that we like to squash down a brush and actually apply anything underneath our eye with a squash down brush. However, I thought I'd actually use a brush that's designed for this, so we're using the E23, which is a pencil brush. But you can squash down your brushes if you want to. And then went ahead and applied some lashes and a little bit more glitter, stopping at the halfway point on the lower lid. And then there you go. That is the finished look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can also check out some more of the... In this Monday makeup lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to recreate this makeup look. If you're new to the Makeup Chair channel, then click subscribe below. It's totally free. And if you're already subscribed, then thank you and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed this look, and let's get started. For this look, you will need 2 eyeshadows. One matte midtone, which is at least 1 shade darker than your skin tone. One metallic bronze, either a golden bronze, silver, or in my case, a purple bronze. And you'll also need a black pencil liner and a nude pencil, but this is optional. We're only using 1 brush, so we're using a blending brush. Then mascara, lashes and lash glue, and concealer. So I'm using the concealer as a base, which I've already applied on the lids, and this will create a blank canvas for us to work on. So the first step is to take the blending brush and the matte eyeshadow. You can also use your matte bronzer if you prefer. And we're going to apply this into the crease of the eye. So the crease of the eye is where the eye creases into the eye shape. So we're going to be sweeping the shadow into the crease, blending over and back. We always want to start on the outer edge. Where you place your brush down first will deposit the highest amount of pigment. So we always start on the outer edge and blend in. So sweep from the crease towards the nose and back again. We also want to blend this down onto the lid. And as we sweep down onto the lid, we then want to sweep back up, over the crease, and up towards the brows. Remembering to leave a small gap under the brows to keep that contrast. So you should end up with something that looks like this. The shadow is predominantly in the crease of the eye, blending down and blending up as if to disperse and blur out the crease shade. This technique is great for hooded eyes as it contours the lid, but also works on most eye shapes. It creates depth, shape, and shadow. The next step is to take your black liner and apply this on the upper waterline. So look down in a mirror and let the pencil run up along the upper lash line. If you can't do this, try pushing the liner between the lashes on the lid instead. I'm going to leave that to settle as it will drop down on the lower lash line, but we'll deal with that later. Now taking the bronze shade, you're going to apply this with your fingertips. So I'm using my pinky. I'm running this along the lash line. Try closing your eyes and feeling for the curve of the lid. It sounds odd, but I think knowing how to apply your makeup without a mirror and feeling for the shape actually improves your overall skills. You want to slowly build this up, and the best piece of advice is to make sure that the majority of the color is on the outer edge, and then sweeping and blending and fading in to that inner corner. And this will complement most eye shapes. Then take your blending brush again and softly sweep out any harsh lines. No need to pick up any extra product, just softly sweep. And then do the same thing on the lower lash line, smudging that bronzy tone under the eyes and making sure the outer edge has the majority of the color and blending in. You'll probably notice that all the smudging has caused the black pencil to drop down a little on the lower lash line. That's actually a good thing. We can use this as we're smudging to create a smokier effect. Then I clean my lower lash line of any black and apply a nude liner, but this is optional, though it does open up the eyes a little more. Apply mascara, lashes, and there you go. That is the finished look. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, and I hope that you will try this out and send me it on Instagram if you do. I might go live on Instagram this week, so check out for that. It's at ShaneadyKD. If you want to keep watching my beginner's makeup looks, you can click the screen now. Stay safe, be kind to yourself, you're doing the best you can, and I look forward to welcoming you back soon. Bye for now.